second drawing that you will do in this class is the snap ring. So we did the dimension assignment and it had very specific rules. Now with this particular drawing, you can see that it gets very crowded in here. So you have to know what the rules are to know how to break them when we get to the dimensioning side of it. Another thing about this drawing, it is a bit of a challenge because the outer circle and the inner circle do not share the same center point. Okay, so they are not congruent. So it's what we have to do is locate several points to be able to draw that inner circle. And as we look at this drawing, we can see, so we've got the dimension to the outer circle, which has a diameter of 3.945. We also see that we have a dimension here that is 0.29 off of the top quadrant of the outer circle. And if we come down here, we see that at 30 degrees on both sides, that at this point, at that 30-degree mark, the inner circle is 0.15 off of, or they are 0.15 apart. So now, let's go over here to the circle command, and if we pick that drop down, we see that we can create a 3-point circle. So that's what we're going to do with that inner circle. So I've already drawn the outer circle. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to keep this up while we're creating this. So to do that inner circle, I'm going to start with a line at the quadrant, draw that out horizontally, offset 0.29, and we'll go to the center. I'm just going to draw a line straight down, use my F8 to force it straight down, and now I'm going to put my O tracking on, and I want it to be at 30, 60, 90. Okay, that'll force my lines, because all I'm doing from the center point is putting in construction lines. Now notice how that line is popping out there, has that green extension that goes out there. So that means that it's at 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees off of the 270. So I can just pick anywhere on there. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here, make sort of like a peace sign. Again, I've got that O tracking on, that green line shoots out, and I can just pick. Remember, these are construction lines, and I'm going to come back later and I'm going to erase. Now I can offset. Okay, there's a whole lot of 1.5s and 0.5s in this drawing, so you may have a little bit of a difficulty trying to keep up which 1.5 I'm talking about. Okay, so I want to offset 0.15. Okay, so now I've got my 3 points. I've got the end point of that line and the intersection of these two. So I can draw that inner circle. So let me come over here, and I will pick 3 point, and I'm going to pick with my snaps on. Don't try to do it without your snaps on. I got my end point, my intersection, and my intersection. Okay, so now I've got that. Now, here's what I'm going to do, because I've got some really fine work that I have to do up close, and I'm not going to be able to tell which line is which. I've got to create this down here. So to do that, I'm going to pick that, and I'm just going to put it on the text layer, because that is it is a very bright color, and you know what, for some reason my text is on a hidden line weight. So let's go in here and let's change that to continuous. And okay, so now I've got that continuous. Don't know how that happened. Alright, so now I can go up here and I can do this really finite work. So if you see, we have this dimension that is 0.774, and we have a center point. So what we need to do is divide 0.774 by 2. Hopefully you have a calculator handy. And that is 0.387. Okay, so let's offset. We're going to offset this vertical line. So offset this way, and I can go ahead and offset there. So I've got that point taken care of. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. So what I just created is this line right here. I'm going to come back later and trim it out. So now I need to locate this circle. Okay, so that circle is on the yellow circle that we offset 0.15. It is also 0.15 off the face of this. So let's come over here and offset this. So we're going to offset that at 0.15. Okay, so we've got that. We've got this intersection located. Now that circle, if we look at it, is 0.136. So let's come over here, and we are going to find that intersection and type C for circle, and we want D for diameter. Making sure you always, anytime you're drawing circles, you want to make sure that is, see, it's got the diameter symbol. So that's how I knew to hit D for diameter, to make sure that I am indeed picking diameter. Alright, so now you can see why I needed that to be yellow. I'm going to pick the intersection, and I want to tell it 0.136. Okay? Something is not right. Should have been, okay, that's too big. Let's go see what I did. Okay, C for circle, D for diameter, and I want to pick the center, and I want to tell it 136.